Hey, look, Abe Lucas has been extended. Not a fantasy decision because you probably don't have too many right tackles on your fantasy team, but pretty darn good for a group that really does want to run the ball, that is saying their offensive line is going to be better based on the coaching and based on who those players can be rather than just who they've been in the past. And in this case, I think a bet that Abe Lucas is going to be healthy, that the knee is good, and they love what he brings to the table. I love it.
Nobody washes the car nor knows the car quite like the owner, so they know that knee better tthan anybody else does. I think on the other side, that's all from the Seahawks perspective, and it's 3 years, 46. What I understand, nearly 20 million of it guaranteed. So awesome to get a bunch of guaranteed money in there as well. But look at it from the player's perspective too. I mean, flip it to the other side. What he's gone through the last couple years, where I'm sure in those just dark, lonely hours of painful rehab, it's like, man, will I ever get to do this again? And I know there were massive stretches where you're like, I may be done. This may never happen for me, and he's a great player. Was an amazing player at Wazoo, an amazing player his rookie year, and the injury happens, and there's a lot of hard days and hard rehab you go through. And then lastly, I would just say one more thing. That also points to Abe Lucas is a very strong, opinionated, very strong will, knows what he wants. He's got a lot of Mike Leach in him. Like, don't bluff me. Don't fool me. Be who you say. Like, there's an authenticity to him. And for him to say, yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this system, kind of like this place, kind of like where this thing is going, kind of like this John Benton guy that you heard Shanahan talking about that everybody's been raving about. I actually like that we're doing what we say we're going to do and committed to it. And, yeah, I'll sign that dotted line as well. So I think it's a winner chicken dinner every way.
Yeah, and you
around.
wonder what'll happen next with Charles Cross, who's another one who would be up for that. Now, he doesn't need to, right? As a first-round pick, you got a whole nother year with him. Boy, Mafe is a conversation. Ken Walker, like there's a whole group of that year's draft class where this will start to kick some of those other conversations into full gear. But to me, this is a sign that they love what they got with Abe. They like what they got with their running game. They like where they're at with their offensive line. And they're going to reward a guy who, Maura and I were there together the day that we stepped in, Maura, to the practice facility, the indoor facility, and took one look at all the rookies and were like, who is that creature?
You were mesmerized.
I was. And we went to go see Charles Cross, and not that Charles was unimpressive, and he's had a really nice start to his career. It's not a shot at him. But when you see Abe Lucas, when you see the physicality, he jumps off the page. You're just like, whoa. And what's that? Oh, that's Abe Lucas? Yeah, all right. Like that is.
Yeah, he's like legit 6'6", legit carries, the 3+ very easily. He's got incredibly long arms. He moves very fluidly for a guy of that size. And you got two great movers at your tackle position. This is what you envisioned that rookie year.
Yep.
Baldinger said it. Greg Olsen said it. Like, hey, man, when you have two tackles and you drafted both of them that year, remember how good of a start they got off to? Like, can you even envision and dream of what this could mean for the foundation of your line and your program? And then, obviously he's gotten banged
You got to get
up.
it right on the interior, too. That's been a bit of the challenge, and keeping these guys healthy as well. Before we move on here, and Brady's going to be in tomorrow for a couple hours, so I'll spend some time with Brady Henderson talking through some of this. But why Lucas before Cross?
Oh, much easier deal to get done. Yeah, 3 for 46, nearly 20 guaranteed versus Cross, who you've got this year, who you've got next year at that number, and I think it's roughly 20 million, right? And then you could franchise, so you're just much bigger numbers. I think this one, though, to your point, leads to a more legitimate with Boye and Kobe, because I think Ken is wanting. Yeah, I think that would be the third priority there. A, because of Charbonnet, B, because it's a running back, C, because he's been totally unreliable health-wise, unfortunately. So I think this would, hey, man, if you're Boye and Kobe, you're going and dapping up your brother, and, like, that's awesome, and that's great money, and maybe, we could see deals done for both of those guys here as well.